Hey y'all, coming back for round two. Yeah, still tired, but this is kind of just me getting ready for bed at this point. Though technically, I'm still outside. I have no clue why I keep filming these outside in the middle of the night. It's almost like I want to get shootily booped by a skinwalker or something. Anyways, so yeah, Purefilx. You know, there's occasionally a show I can watch. Like a little movie I can watch, but for the most part, a large aspect of what frustrates me in Christian media. I can get over poor production. I can get over bad acting. But at times it almost seems like they're lacking earnestness. Not even so much that it's not like they're genuine. They're genuine. It's just not earnest in the sense that it's not. You can believe in God, share God, and live God as a character without it being forced and contrived. And so I think that if Purefilx focused less on, not so much that I'm trying to say focus less on spreading the gospel, no. Not that I don't think we shouldn't spread the gospel. I think that the purpose is to figure out a way to spread the gospel through the different genres of film that places like Netflix or Hulu or Amazon Prime appeal to. So it is good to have a market for Christians. And I'm not saying that Purefilx needs to change their mode of operation. Well, if somebody is going to actually spread Christian media and want to actually win, quote unquote, the culture wars, well, how are you going to do it? Well, you have to replace the media. Well, how do you replace the media? You going to get everybody to go watch freaking VeggieTales? Because I'll tell you this, I ain't watching VeggieTales. I'll slap you. We'll be fighting. I don't care how Christian you think it is. I'm about to fight people if they try to make me watch VeggieTales. I ain't dealing with that anymore. Got one video under my belt and I wanted to just mouthwash bleach. Anyways, don't do that at home. Don't do that at home. That is a horrible thing to do. Do not never mouthwash bleach. Without doctor approval. Anyways. Anyways. So when I think about the idea of what Christianity can explore, I really do think that some of the best films are Christian films thematically. They retell in some ways thematically or biblical stories in a sense, or they adopt biblical stories as the crux by which they then build upon. The David and Goliath story, the Samson falling story of the tragic fall, things like that. The King Saul tragic fall of a ruler type arc. There's lots of little things in the Bible that you could use for fuel for different biblical stories that don't have to necessarily be set in the Bible's time. You can take some stories and set them in the future if you wanted to, people, for the love of God, please. Like, oh my gosh, please, I'm tired of the typical drama, soap opera, junk. We believe in angels who fell from heaven, who have multiple faces and look like Lovecraft's worst nightmares, and made freaking Cthulhu look like a nice warm dream. Thought I was gonna say a wet dream, huh? Anyways, point that I was trying to make is that Christianity can really take a lot of influences from the world around us and set it right. There's a way to redeem these genres in a way that honors God while at the same time staying true to how the genre plays out, while ignoring repetitive and contrived tropes and being able to bring out a realism that I think Christianity could, that no other type of philosophical or metaphysical backing could really help a story have, which is why I think most of the best stories steal from biblical narratives or biblical meta-narratives, as Prieu would say. Did I say that right? Jonathan Prieu? Whatever. Anyways, he's French-Canadian. I don't know how to say those words. They're English, Colin. I don't speak my own American English well. I just think very big words, so I'm able to speak them badly. Well, well, badly, well. Yeah, it's it's close to 3 a.m. I'm just trying to last a witch an hour at this point. I have a middle finger I want to throw off at, at the enemy and be like, nah, screw you and your plans. Not really, but I mean in the sense that it is a good time. It's my my, uh, my goal is to pray during the third watch. But see that right there, third watch. Guy's outside. He sits at the edge outskirts of the city. He lays down a cross, begins praying, prays to put a hedge of protection over the city, over his people and stuff like that. Let's say a village to make it more intimate, more casual. The camera pans in, zoom in on his face, and the guy's praying. Suddenly, flash! Flames erupt out in front of him. Not too close to him, as if held back by an invisible force field. And this light rains out, and in it is multiple eyes. The flames stretch out like tendrils, gripping the earth. Everything is getting scorched, and flames are whipping. Heat is generated, and there's stillness in the air. The man keeps praying. And things start screaming as more and more start powering up or something. I don't know. The whole idea would be that you can really start playing around with some biblical concepts in order to really get into the idea of personified horror. But to really get my point across, I think it's best with music. So for the first genre, let's talk about the idea of what makes drama good. If I were to make a Christian drama, I would try to focus on realism, not in the sense of, oh, it needs to be real and gritty. We need to have love and sex and rock and roll. Nah, you don't need all that stuff to make things work. There's actually a pet project that I've been working on that's really just the idea of the stoop drama. It's basically these two family friends. They hang out with each other, but they're trying to live their lives and eventually they hook up. But over the course of the series, it's a story of their friendship as it progresses onwards towards them eventually hooking up, and as they date other people and as family and friends move on. And I don't know, I think that kind of stuff would be good to expand on. And you can have it all be based around Christianity by having, common themes like every Sunday they're in church or something, or they do Bible study together or something like that. Little things like that that set up the culture and the themes and what it's like to be a Christian, rather than just beating people over the head with the God's not dead message, which is, it has place and time, I guess, but we can really finesse this stuff a little bit better, guys. Very little, not much more money spent. Same thing with the actual gore and stuff. But for drama, I think the idea is to focus on intimacy, fellowship. Intimacy and fellowship is what drama should be. Well, that's what we come to drama for. Juicy details, the gossip, these kind of things. Basically, you place the audience in the position of angels. We don't know what the producer knows, in a sense, what God knows about these people in this world. But we do know something about them. I know something. Oh man, I love Alice in Chains. Anyways, Man in the Box has been stuck in the back of my head for a while now. I've been meaning to listen to the song, but I kind of have to tame myself on those urges occasionally. If I go off on the walls, I can always throw myself into a downward spiral. End up listening to death metal, and then I'll be like, is this all that humanity is inside? Anguish wails and screaming of far central lakes. Are we only the mystery by which we can express and communicate, and our desire to avoid having to communicate that or even acknowledge it? What is even the purpose of trying to hide from misery if misery is all that we can really recognize about our pleasure is that it ends? Like, that's kind of basically where I feel like you can really kind of make drama work. And it's kind of the same thing for a lot of how realism works. It's, you let things happen as they organically do. And this is why I think that if you were to make like for the story that I was thinking of, I'm actually kind of leaning more towards, and this kind of goes back to something I worked on in high school, which was called the I got pissed off at all the bad adaptations that were being made of animes, and so I actually went through the Uncanny Valley, and I basically came up with how close can you emulate the anime environment or the way of filming a show like an anime while still not going in the Uncanny Valley. Scott Pilgrim is a great example of one. Super, or no, Kick-Ass was another one. Super actually is another one, though a little bit closer to the Uncanny Valley in some aspects. I can tell why Elliot Page transitioned now. Anyways, after that bout in the office, no, man, making puns from old movies that nobody's watched. That's how you know you're close to losing your Happy Meal. Because they didn't even put fries in there. So I'm about to throw this thing out the window and get a whole new batch. Oh. So yeah, like, I think Christians should play a role of comedy, be able to make fun of things. Though that's kind of hard because there's two forms of comedies that we get hit with in this kind of aspect. If Christians were to build into the comedy, which is a freebie one, we're adding this into this, then comedy would have to be added in between walking the fine line. You have the prudish comedy, which is, making fun of how prudish we can be at times, how stuck up we can be at times, but while at the same time calling for and acknowledging the purposes of that being redemptive. So redemptive comedy. You're insulting and belittling in order to build people up. Then you can get more towards the critical, rebucative um, comedy, which would be more like a dissertation. It'd be more focused on breaking down to leave people desiring more from themselves and from things around them. And so it'd be a belittling humor. It'd be almost crude. It'd be like George Carlin, but at the same time, you would be trying to still, in a sense, redeem people, but allowing them to do it on their own rather than trying to bring that redemptive element as like a lightening up. Well, that was a foreboding sound. Am I gonna have to go jump to the floor and avoid somebody throwing fireworks or shooting at me? No. I hate when people get their car bumped in this neighborhood because you never really know which. Anyways. Oh. So yeah, there's comedy. Drama would be, you can have romance, you have typical drama, workplace drama, you have the family drama. So you have all these different types of elements, and why not mix all of them? But that's for like TV series, and we're sticking just with movies. In romance, make the romance realistic. It doesn't have to be, like I said, we're not halves. We find our whole in God. And in the process, we realize the people who help us become more than just a whole. And the one person who makes us into something completely different, that is our partner. That is the person who we let make us into a whole new being, life form, creature, hybrid. So if we stick with that as the kind of theme, then you can make any kind of romance story Christian in a sense, without having it have to be necessarily, you know, emulation of the Song of Solomon. You could even have some more of the raunchier kind of stories, though I don't think we should necessarily go around having sex and all that crazy crap inside our films, so you can still steer away from that kind of stuff. But I would say that allowing a little bit more natural communication to happen and stuff, and maybe not shy away from it. Showing people, hey, maybe if you do have sex, maybe you can commit to a person afterwards and build a relationship. This is why I think that you should form these kind of shows and movies around, older couples, people who have already kind of been out in the world and figured out things a little bit. That way you can show things a little bit more evenly while characters becoming more of a caricature of themselves, or flanderization of their character traits. That carries over to, the family drama, especially because family dramas is like Family Guy, and a lot of, in general, most family dramas have stupid male protagonists, kind of dickish women protagonists. In general, people are just putting them in these odd oppositional roles that you don't have to have in order to have good family drama. And I think that's something that we could explore a lot more. What else? Um, oh wait, no. I need a break. I'm gonna focus on horror and build up on that for my brain. Take a second, drink some water. For the drama, though, I want you guys to think of drama. Look up the verse Psalms 31. Psalms 31. Let's look that up real quick. Sorry, you guys probably can look it up faster than me because I have to use a whole separate keyboard and I'm outside, so I totally don't have it next to me. I'm technically freezing to death, so I'm also probably gonna grab a thing. There we go. Perfect. In thee, O Lord. Okay, so yeah, I want you guys to read Psalm 31 and then imagine or then listen to this song and then just keep Psalm 31 in your mind as you're listening to the song. In thee, O Lord, do I put my trust. Let me never be ashamed. Deliver me in thy righteousness. Bow down thine ear to me. Deliver me speedily. Be thou my strong rock for a house of defense to save me. For thou art my rock and my fortress. Therefore, for thy name's sake, lead me and guide me. Pull me out of the net that they have laid privily for me, for thou art my strength. Into thine hand I commit my spirit. Thou hast redeemed me, O Lord God of truth. I have hated them that regard lying vanities, but trust in the Lord. I will be glad and rejoice in thy mercy, for thou hast considered my trouble. Thou hast known my soul in adversities, and hast not shut me up into the hand of thy enemy. Thou hast set my feet in a large room. Have mercy upon me, O Lord, for I am in trouble. Mine eye is consumed with grief. Yea, my soul and my belly, for my life is spent with grief, and my years with sighing. My strength faileth because of my iniquity, and my bones are consumed. I was a reproach among all my enemies, but especially among my neighbors, and a fear to my acquaintance, that they did see me without, that they that did see me without fled from me. I am forgotten as a dead man out of mind. I am like a broken vessel, for I have heard the slander of many. Fear was on every side, while they took counsel together against me. They devised to take away my life. But I trusted in thee, O Lord. I said, Thou art my God. My times are in thine hands. Deliver me from the hand of my enemies, and from them that persecute me. Make thine face to shine upon thy servant. Save me for thy mercy's sake. Let me not be ashamed, O Lord, for I have called upon thee. Let the wicked be ashamed. Let them be silent in the grave. Let the lying lips be put to silence, which speak grievous things proudly and contemptuously against the righteous. Oh, how great is thy goodness, which thou hast laid up for them that fear thee, which thou hast wrought for them that trust in thee before the sons of men. Thou shalt hide them in the secret of thy presence from the pride of man. Thou shalt keep them secretly in the pavilion from the strife of tongues. Blessed be the Lord, for he hath shown me his marvelous kindness in a strong city. For I have said in my haste, I am cut off from before thine eyes. Nevertheless, Thou heardest the voice of my supplications when I cried to thee. O love the Lord, O ye his saints, for the Lord preserveth the faithful, and plentifully rewardeth the proud doer. Be of good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart, all ye that hope in the Lord. So keep that in, that kind of passion, that kind of dramatic tone. And then let's put it into something like this. Sorry, still getting used to this computer again. Forgot that I have to mute the audio on the computer, not the audio on the streaming thing. The key here, and the reason why I wanted to play this song after talking about trauma, is that there's ebbs and flows in the song. And yeah, it's kind of duck calling, but these ebbs and flows, if you were to make a whole season to a TV show and just pick key scenes to it to fit to this song, how would you do so? How would it look? That's kind of what we're coming at, the idea of things should just be. It should not be hard for you to be able to pick up the title that you're about to watch and perceive, okay, sorry, I just drank a bunch of water. Anyways, to look at, hey, this is what we need to do. This is what, this is what this is our goal in life right now, This is our title. So let's say our title is, we're going to go on a road trip. We're going to do an adventure movie. So we get up, we're getting ready to, I guess, God, what? This is deceptive sound. Anyways, so you end up going, and you're like all raring and ready to go, and you hop into your Cadillac convertible, and you get your best buddies with you, and you guys start driving down the road, and everything's great for the first couple hours. So until you guys come to the intersection in the middle of this old rickety town, and you get into a fight in a bar that you stop to go get gas at, because one of your guys goes to go and get a drink, and he sees a cute girl, but he doesn't realize that that girl named Brandy has a boyfriend named Chuck, and Chuck is a biker, and so they get into a tuffle, but then they try to bail, and Chuck starts chasing them, so that's starting the journey. So as they're chased by Chuck, then they're making another detour, and they run into another person. As they start running into more detours trying to avoid this biker gang, they get into more hijinks, and the boys start becoming men as they start learning the journey, and they grow as individuals as they grow closer to one another. Bobbity bobbity blah. As you're going through, kind of making ideas for how to bring the gospel in, it should be like that. That's how the Bible should be working in. You don't want your gospel to be worked in to a breakfast scene like this. Thank you? Oh yeah, you're welcome. You seem kind of distracted there. No? Really? No, it's nothing. Ignore it. Ignore it, honey. Okay, you sure you don't want to talk about something? You seem really distracted. Well, see, just lately I've been thinking about the Lord, and I don't know if He loves me. Oh, honey, don't you read John 6:17? The Lord loves you, but dude, that just reads like a commercial. It's no. I have those conversations with my family after we've already established over the years that that's just who I am. Once you establish that as a characteristic of the characters, yeah, you can do that. But that's not something you do within the first 10 to 20 minutes of the film. You get my drift here? The idea is that you let the Christianity be a part of the character, but you don't have to let them wear their Christianity. The Christianity comes from within, from the abundance of the heart, so speaketh the mouth. So let their heart be Christian. Let the character be Christian, but everything else about them be human. So let them fail. Let them succeed. Let them be sometimes arrogant. Let people see the range of Christianity. And when we show atheists, let's not let them be heavy-handed. They don't have to be enemies. Some of them don't have to be full atheists. Some of them can change over the course of it. Some Christians can be atheists over the course of it to make different examples and help compare different dilemmas and situations and conflicts that we see in real life. These are the things that we could bring in with drama, and especially with adventure. I mean, shoot, we could do, the dilemma of what is it like to have faith, but you have to live in an environment where you're forced into a life of crime. Plenty of people would watch that. That's like Breaking Bad. A Christian Breaking Bad? Dude, if you manage to make that thing work, I hands down will pay for the DVD series. I'd seriously pay for a DVD for that. That'd be legit. Heck. Yeah. I just want to see an IP where Neil Patrick Harris is a villain, like in Starship Troopers. I want him to just be a villain in one of like these films, but then turn out to not actually be a villain, but he's just like a evil bad, like good guy. He's good, but he's going about it in an evil way. He's lost his way. I don't know. That's a totally side project. Somebody call him for a side project. Well, let's get into the horror. The horror. Oh God. So yeah, horror. I think horror is pretty entertaining because, on one hand, I hate it because oftentimes horror just devolves into just blood, guts, and killing, which I'm not necessarily fond of. I don't really need to see people dying all the damn time to get my jiffies off. Oftentimes it's just cool to see people chased. Other times it's cool to see people just get by and actually succeed. Not see people get killed, but actually, see that people suck at killing people. It's kind of fun. But yeah, you know, when we get down to it, it is quite entertaining to watch monsters attack people and watch zombies and stuff like that. So, where's our Christian zombie films at? And not in a cheesy way. Like let's not do just The Walking Dead. Let's do like a legitimate evaluation of what it's like to go through a zombie apocalypse where your faith is challenged, where the world is challenged, or is your faith not challenged? How do we see these things? I don't want to just do the typical Revelations plot type stuff, We could do that, but make it more undertoned. Let the viewer make those inferences as angels watching this whole thing go down. Because again, these people were probably already deceived. It's already that point in Revelations where the dead is coming up. But then that leads to other things. Are these demons possessing zombies? Are these zombies who are possessed by a singular demon power? Like, there's all kinds of ways you can make these narratives really diverge off into some type of Lovecraftian, vampiric kind of horror. And those are the kind of stories we should explore. We should explore things where we show the dualistic nature of paganism, but also the dualistic nature of Christianity, and just have movies that hit on both sides. Have a TV series kind of like what was that Netflix thing that was super big, and then everybody started disliking it. Flip floppity, floppity dip, TiVo, Future, Flarp Vision. What was it called? Damn, fudge. It was that thing. Everybody was super liked it and had all those different vignettes, episodes where each episode was a different thing. It's like an anthology of different stories. They were all different sci-fi and somewhat horrific and uncanny stories. Either way, whichever way we're going about it, the Bible is full of horrific cosmic horror. And if we wanted to, we can legitimately go to town on that. And I think that it'd be fun. But nevertheless, I think that if we were to do that, it would need to be grounded. Because really, at the end of the day, we'll be challenging the existential crisis within man. by having them encounter the cosmic force and having them overcome it by either relying on Christ or by rejecting false worship. Sometimes we can make films end halfway. We don't always have to show somebody become Christian. We could at least show somebody leaving false faith and going on their own way. That might actually be endearing for some people. I don't know. There are times where I wonder if I had actually stayed in theater, if I could have gotten to places where, if I was able to talk to people in Purefilx, this kind of stuff could possibly actually be made. But, you know, whatever. Here's another little song thing to help you guys kind of visualize what we're talking about, though. So, when we're talking about existential horror, I want you to think about the idea of the mind unraveling, just the mundaneness of this world, the outer limits. You're at the outer boundaries of reality already, and the only thing holding you back is society telling you that that's not where we go. That classic dilemma. What happens when you go past it, but you realize, oh, all is not fair at Kansas once you cross over the yellow brick road there, Toto. So, let's stick with this before we snap. Anyways, have fun.
Well, clean up the dirt. There's just more dirt to clean up tomorrow. Make the beds. You just have to make tomorrow. Wash the dishes. More to wash tomorrow. Make dinner. This gets eaten, doesn't it? The world keeps growing. You feed it. Doesn't feed you, does it? But how much can you take? How much can you take before you snap? How much can you take? 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 Before you snap. Lying on your bed, looking at the ceiling, waiting for something to happen, and knowing all the time that you were meant for something better, feeling it, wanting it. But how much can you take? How much can you take? How much can you take? Before you snap. How much can you take before you snap?
This one is a great example of atmospheric horror. While the other one was good for existential horror, showing the breakdown of a person's mind or showing somebody just slowly losing it, this one's good for that creeping, dreading feeling of something stalking you. Enjoy. Oh, yeah, that sounds nice. Alright. So yeah, see, that kind of gets you guys a nice feel for what we're talking about there. I'm not saying that these songs here and there make or break, this is what you have to use, but in the sense of that, if you're ever asking yourself if the scene is working out, you could always just play songs to it that aren't part of your original playlist. Because I know you guys have to worry about paying people for patents and whatever, copyrights and stuff. But you can always still pick songs and just listen to it and just see if it's consistent. A good scene will hit certain beats and pattern flows regardless. Let's say you want to have a good fight scene. You want to have, two people coming up against each other. Let's say, starts off with a group of people fighting. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, 3v3. Three guys get caught up in the fight immediately. There's two other guys. They're chasing the other two other guys. One guy splits off. The other guy splits off. They basically take off after each other. Now it's a 2v2 fight with the other three people fighting. Now we got a good fight scene going. So we can get a good, 3 different fights going. Let's figure out if we have a soundtrack for that, people, you know?
Stop taking.
Well, we definitely don't need that in our lives. No. Ew. Do you want a generic multivitamin in your life? Come and eat this pill. This no pill. With no pill in your life, you will get exactly no vitamins. All this pill is sugar. Because I ain't rich enough to pay for those kind of vitamins and crap. Where do you even think they get those things from? Like, does anybody just stop and say, like, we know where it's made, but where'd they get the ingredients from? Like, the ingredients come from where it was made, or were they shipped to where it was made? And I'm gonna stop while I'm ahead. Might end up getting killed for that one. Odd fact of the night. When I was younger, I used to listen to a lot of radio shows. I still think I prefer radio shows to anything else to listen to at night. So, maybe this might be a thing. Might have to just talk for a bit, play some music, talk for a bit. Screw it, it's my channel. I mean, well, it's loan to me at this point. So why not? Let's do it.
Hi, we're Woodger.
Yeah, guys! Woo! Remember, get our little device thing. If you wear it, it'll do stuff. Beep bop boop. Beep boop boop. Beep bop beep. Buy electronic device. Strap it to self. Enjoy Beep Bop Boop. Now sold for $999. You know, I heard a rumor once that if you eat cookies at the witching hour, you'll wake up Santa Claus and piss him off. And while I have extra cookies, I really hope that he's not gonna mind, because I really, really like these cookies. Milk and cookies. Eat them at midnight. Eat them at the witching hour. Eat them even when Santa Claus is watching. What? I'm still eating cookies. What, do you think I was joking? Come on. Milk. It doesn't make for strong bones, but it does make for a good thirst quencher. Yeah, no, I have nothing after that. That was legitimately just me being weird. I'm gonna take this last cookie and eat it. Mm. Still hands down the dumbest line in anime history. I'm gonna take this chip and eat it. How do you ruin such a dope scene with such a stupid line, but it's so perfect because it's such a perfect thing for such an idiotic character to say. Like only he would think that's cool to say. I'm gonna take this chip and beat it. I'm gonna take this chip and compete it. I'm gonna take this chip. I'm gonna eat it. I haven't slept in a good long while. Once an hour, maybe twice, my child. But in this hour of our greatest need, there is only one thing that you need. Milk, milk. You got to get milk, milk. Without a bunch of milk spilt, you'll get nowhere. Oh, the best part is, this is me not even drunk. Ah, go figure. The sober life. YOLO. Get me high off milk and cookies, bro. Come at me. You ain't about to wrap this turf. I'll cook. I'll I'll cook some cookie. I'll cook cookies so good. You you'll have a chocolate heart attack. A choc attack. It'll be too much chocolate for your arteries. You go in chocolate shock. Oh. We have a 3-1-40. We have a 3-1-40. Oh God. Somebody get a stretcher. Oh, what's happening, doctor? Oh God. He's having a chocolatic heart attack. Somebody quick. Get a needle. We're gonna have to drain him. Somebody get an IV full of Nestle, quick. Which kind? It doesn't matter. We can make do with the strawberry. Oh fuck, actually. If I had to pick between which had to be injected into my veins, I'd probably pick the strawberry. It seems like the better one to go with. And not because it's red, but because of the fact that it's the better flavor of the two. For Nestle, the better flavor of the two. For Ovaltine, stick with the chocolate. That's my sage wisdom from the 90s. Anybody that tells you otherwise, tell them to go suck it, Morty. Tell them to suck it. You huge what? Basically, just give them that. Give them that treatment. All right, my break's over. Sorry. So where was I? Oh yeah, horror. So dead bodies. So back to the dead bodies. If you wish to have 12 dead bodies in a stretcher, what is the best way of storing them? You can't store them in a normal shed, and you can't store them in a building. Well, teacher, is this going to be on the test? No. Unless... Are you testing me? You know something? I wish I didn't reboot the X-Files. I really wish they didn't bring back the X-Files. I really wish they didn't bring back freaking, what was it? The Magic School Bus. God, why did they do that? That was a horrible pick. Oh man, what else did they freaking bring back with no freaking reason? Oh, Star Wars, but everybody already beat that to death. Be honest, I can enjoy the new trilogy drunk, but I don't drink. Not anymore. Partially because I don't ever want an excuse to watch those damn movies again. Oh, sorry. There's just a special place in my heart for Ghost Luke just kind of phoning that one in. I'm sorry, but fuck you. And it just fades out. Like, I was so mad, but I couldn't hate because I was so mad. Like, I knew they were gonna make me mad. What was I expecting? But wow, I was so mad. I couldn't even expect it. Like, I was just like, wow, they outdid it. I knew it was gonna be bad, but what? Why? Ha, ah. Okay, I accept this. Yeah, basically, was my thought process. Like, over the span of a week of just processing that film was just like, oh, oh. Oh, let's just talk about phoning one in. If they phoned it in, it would have been better. Oh my gosh! And out of nowhere, I rise once again to sit upon my throne. Everyone, proceed to chant my dark choir. Foo fa fa, ha, foo fa fa fa, ho, foo fa fa fa, hoo, foo fa fa fa, hoo. Like, oh my god, that was just perfect. At that point in the last one, I just gave up. You know, when you're struggling up a mountain and you're running out of air and all your buddies are dead? They're lying in a crevasse somewhere, because an avalanche came upon you in the midway of your trek and swiped most of you off. You ate the rest of them because they died along the way. You're the last one standing, but you're gonna damn well make it to the top of that mountain, so fucking you're gonna watch the end of this movie. You just get to that scene. Like, this is my best way to tell the ending of the Star Wars trilogy without ever spoiling it. But this is probably spoiling it completely because it's so bad. Oh my god. Well, keep flying into our Death Stars and blowing it up, so how do we stop them? Well, we already tried building bigger Death Stars. What else could we try? What if we, put Death Stars, let's make Death Star satellites. No, no, no. They'll expect it. They could just blow that up. It would be hard to transport. Oh. How would we transport them? On our ships? Why don't we just put them on our ships? By the way, spoiler alert. Death Star ships are a thing for some god-awful reason. It's cool, but not in this context, because it's just like, oh, why? That should have just been a thing from the beginning then. Just, if you're gonna swing in with a big dick in the last 5 minutes, it's like, dude, just bring that in from the very beginning in the first trilogy before you destroy all of our hopes and dreams. Like, save the spitting, berating, and humiliating for after you ripped a whole new one into us. In terms of our leaps of logic, let's just hide our best weapon to the last 5 minutes of our plan. You know, it always works out for us every time. Wrinkly old fucks. Anyways. See, I'm starting to cuss. I must be getting tired. Anyways. Oh gosh, I can keep talking crap about the new trilogy all night. Oh, what else can annoy? Oh my gosh. Let's take a segue into capitalism and how much we hate it. Top tier, boys. Top tier. Let's just make that a whole side trilogy. Let's just make that a whole spin-off. You know, like Solo. But this time we'll just call it Flynn against the system. Ooh. Flynn against the system. Rebel without a Flynn. Ooh, making your stuff for you, Disney. Send it down there. Get them on it. Get them on it. Oh, Jesus. Oh man, that just it took everything out of me to go through that trilogy. Oh, but then I found a silver lining between the drunken bouts of enlightenment and the moments where I would be soberly crying tears of joy. Disney, tears of joy, absolute joy, so much joy. All the joy in my guts. Anyways, the whole point would be that when I finally actually looked at the new trilogy and worked them into the original and the old trilogy, the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy, sorry, not the original trilogy. My original trilogy is 2000s because that was when I was around. Sorry, kids. Sorry, I wasn't that old. But the goal, was to watch every single Star Wars, including the ones I don't like. So I watched every single episode, 1 through 9. And I'll tell you guys something. It makes a sick sort of sense in the end because of all the pandering they do. And actually kind of works its way in down nicely. But there's an order to it. You see, I don't watch it straight 1 through 9 anymore. I like to watch, let's list the episodes off. You have A New Hope, episode 1. Second one, A Phantom Menace. Third one, Revenge of the Sith. Fourth one, not Return of Jedi, that's the fifth one. Come on, A New Hope. Oh wait, New Hope was 4, then what was the first one? God, wow. I'm brain dumping on Star Wars. I must be suffering from premature. What? What was I talking about? Oh God, no! I must be getting older. What was I talking about? Oh, Star Wars. So yeah, you have Revenge of the Sith, New Hope, Return of the Jedi, and Empire Strikes Back. Oh, I had those backwards. It's New Hope, Empire Strikes Back. Ow. There goes my sanity. And now it's back. Anyways, Empire Strikes Back, and then Return of the Jedi. Then you have Force Awakens. The Reawakens. I sense a reek in the Force. Everybody was crying about it all weekend. And then you have 5 and then 6, or not 5 and 6. Then you have freaking 8 and 9, whatever. The replica of 5 and 6, basically. But if you mix and match them, you go a new, or oh my gosh, whatever episode 1 is, I don't care. Episode 1. You go episode 1, so you get Anakin's story. You get that going. Anakin's story. Then you get it going with episode 2. Then, take a break. You go episode 4, then episode 5. Then, go back. You go a little bit forward. Then, you watch episode 4, then 5. Then, you're going to jump ahead. And I know this is going to seem kind of crazy, but I want you to jump ahead to A Force Awakens. Then you watch Force Awakens. You're going to watch the next one. Then you're going to watch episode 3, episode 6, then episode 9. So you're going 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 3, 6, 9. The reason why I say this is because when I watched it in that order, it clicked. And I watched it in a couple different orders. Don't ask me why. It was a long lockdown. And we ran out of internet once for a long time. And I had nothing else saved on my computer. So Star Wars, it was me, my life, too long. Oh, God. Why was... anyways, so yeah, basically what you get is episode 1 sets up the story of Anakin. You have Anakin and his shenanigans and stuff. It sets up Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan Kenobi, all that stuff. Then you get episode 2. Anakin's older, but you haven't really seen him fall to the dark side. You know he starts getting injured and stuff, and you know there's a Sith who can kill him. So when you move on to episode 4 and 5 and you hear that Luke Skywalker, his father, was killed during the war, well, now you're thinking, oh, so Anakin won't live through episode 3. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So this is what I would do if I was showing it to a new person. So now they're thinking Anakin's still a good guy. He doesn't turn into Sith or anything like that. So you do episode 1, then you do episode 5. Once you get the drop, Luke, I am your father. Then they're like, wait, whoa, what? Anakin's a Sith Lord? How? Wait, what? Who's the Sith Lord? Wait, is that... Wait. Then you leave him on that cliffhanger. You hit him with the... Honestly, if you hate the new trilogy, this is why I build it that way too. If you hate the new trilogy, then you can watch episode 3 and then watch episode 6, and then the series is super dope that way. But barring that, you now have to get out episode 7 and 8. That gets you Rey's story. So now you're introduced to Rey. Now you're left with the cliffhanger. Okay, so now we know that something happens to Anakin Skywalker. We know that something happens to make him Darth Vader. We now know that something happens to Luke because Luke lost an arm and now he's basically fell down cloud, said he had to be saved. So what's going to happen to him? Well, now we set up Rey's story. We now know that Luke is now missing in the galaxy. So, has he been missing since Cloud City? Really? Since he found out his father's Darth Vader still out there? Who's this little Sith guy running around? Wait, whoa. Darth Vader died? How did Darth Vader die? Wait, what happened? Some people think he's treating Darth Vader like he's still a Sith. Other people are trying to say that he was redeemed. What happened in the end? What happened to Luke? Kind of keeps that mystery alive, especially for a newbie. Then you go into episode 8 where they actually find Luke, and then it's like, I'm tired of this, we messed up, and then it shows his story, what happens with Ben, and you're like, wait, whoa, so Luke made that mistake? How does he make that mistake? Well, you get to learn, because after you watch that episode, you get to watch episode 3, and you get to watch how his father failed. And so you see Anakin fall, and then you see how Luke almost falls, but in doing so saves Anakin. But you see the beginnings of what would lead to him attacking Ben, which then ends nicely with episode 9, where Ben has to now end that cycle of losing your crap and actually get over his anger problems. Thus, putting a nice bow on the series and making it much more palatable. You have to eat dog shit. I mean, when you have to eat the greatest of truffles, dumpster truffles. What else can I critique? You know something? When I was younger, I used to understand Upham from Saving Private Ryan. I understood Upham from Saving Private Ryan in the sense of I was much more pacifistic minded, and I was thinking like, yeah, you know, there was no reason for us to even have that kind of battle in that kind of way. They should have kept it and just fought it out shooting wise. I haven't actually taken time to grow up past the age of 6. Then I started to realize like, oh no, there was only really one way that you can start going down that route. So as I've grown older, I've grown to become more distasteful towards what Upham did. I wouldn't say it was cowardice what he did, but I would say that it was pretty damn close. That scene weighs on my mind sometimes. That scene with Jackson getting Jackson. Oh, I'm in for real. Never meant to watch the sniper die. I apologize for spoiling that. If you haven't watched Saving Private Ryan at this point, it's like, dude, whatever. The whole point of it is that everybody is supposed to be trying to not die, even though they're all dying. But yeah, that film really has changed, but it's good. It's good propaganda from Steven Spielberg. I'd watch it again. 10 out of 10. Just like Band of Brothers. 10 out of 10. Watch it again. Propaganda and all. Wouldn't say they're the cusp of American filmmaking, but, you know, it's not like I'm able to go into, like, great detail about that kind of stuff. Because if I could, I'd be doing it and I wouldn't be talking to you much. Yeah, that's right. No, I don't. No, I like you guys. Whoever is listening to this, hey, how's it going? Tell me about yourselves. What's your favorite color? Ooh, better yet. What's your favorite sweet drink? Soft drink. That's what they call them. Soft drinks. Wait, even better question. If you reached a fork in the road, would it be left or right? Never mind, that was a dumb one. Now, let's go back to the other one. Was it sweet drinks? Stick with the sweet drinks one. Wait, no. Pop Rocks or Pixie Sticks. You only get to pick one. Technically, I don't think I could really just settle for one. I'm not gonna lie. You can't really just have just one of each either. So either way, you're committed to a group of them. And if you eat both at the same time, it's the best feeling ever. It's like half of it's fizzly, the other half is sand. Sand. Delicious, delicious sand. God, no wonder I had a dry mouth as a kid. Eating sandpaper candies and fizzle rocks, breaking jawbreakers on my damn teeth. Oh, God, was very, very arrogant as a child, and I'm an arrogant old man. Have I changed at all, Lord? I hope I have. Sometimes I fear I haven't. Then my back aches, and then I realize, yeah, I kind of have changed enough. I'm too tired to be a crackly young man. So now I'm a cranky old man. Leave me alone. Get off my lawn. I'll get you. I'll slap you, Fauci. You little upscreen. You little reptilian-esque, shaloompa. Reptilian shaloompa. Oh, I'm gonna get you, you reptilian shaloompa. This sounds more like Hulk Hogan. You can't handle me, brother, but I'll handle you today, brother. Now, brother. Ready to fight now? Let's go, brother. Yeah. Wrestling. I'm still very amused by that entire thing that they call gladiatorial combat. Hit him with the chair. Hit him with the fucking chair! That's horrible that human beings can enjoy the violence against other human beings like that, but it's like, fake or not fake, I would never want to be hit with a chair like that, so I applaud that man for even just getting up there and doing it, as long as it's not forced. More power to you. Get up there, because I ain't. I play my video games, sir. Though, I can hold a scrimmage line pretty damn well. I do like me a game of football. Though I don't like me in the locker rooms. Bad memories all around. I kind of wish that I had a camera clips just randomly of like soap in a train, just going down the train. So I can just do a quick stop and I'd be like, oh dear God. Oh, that'd be horrible. Oh. Yeah, let's be happy that I don't have the production quality of anybody else. Nor the temperament to be able to actually focus to get that kind of crap together on my own right now. I am handling too much crap. I'll be honest with this math. I have never lost my patience so much with so little. Using a calculator makes me angry now. But I'm learning math, and that's the point. I'm getting somewhere, though I am getting my ass kicked up and down. When it comes to getting my assignments done and turned in and everything, yeah, I'm doing good, but half of them are freaking wrong. It's like I get the formulas, but I'm getting them down wrong. So there's somewhere where there's a disconnect between the two. But we shall finesse the process, and I shall be much better for it. Because sometimes you have to reach your match in order to finally level up. And see, math is something I've avoided long enough. So at this point, I'm realizing that this thing that I've been avoiding longest is the one thing that I needed under my belt, because it's going to help push me to become able to think in the way that I need to be in order to help do what we got to do, people. It's all about the grander design. We just don't know what the grand design is yet. So we just prepare, study, show yourself approved. Oh, and get your rest, people. You don't have to be up right now with me. Appreciate it. No, I don't. I'm just siphoning off your energy in order to stay alive, but there's so little energy in your essence. It makes me sick. No, I'm sorry. I'm joking. Not about being sorry, I'm just joking about being some sort of energy vampire. God, that'd be horrible. I look inside the mirror and I can't see my face. How would I ever know if I have a unibrow? Oh, God. Then again, I guess that would be the least of my problems. Does Vampire not see his whole body? Then how would you know your own? Questions for later. Anyways, I don't think there's a way to look that up in Google safely. Yeah, probably not. Anyways. Alright, this podcast has gone on long enough. And I think I've horrified you guys enough with existential crisis. Yes. We delivered the sufficient quality of what the fuckery for the night. And I think we staved off the better part of the witched hour, so thank you, lieutenants and sergeants of the late hour watch. Since most rookies would not be able to make it up to this point, I would applaud you and commend you for your abilities to withstand this tumultuous endeavor that I asked you to undertake for the glory of the Flock Empire. The Flock Empire will remember your sacrifice and commitment to the spreading of the Lowell Gospel. And as we spread the joy and laughter that comes from living a gospel-centered life, we will lead the rest of this world to understanding that they too can have a fellowship with God on a personal level, and on a communal level, and on a societal level. So shepherds, let's keep about our purposes, keep your fleece dry, and remember, there are wolves and other beasts about looking for those whom they could devour. It's up to us to cover our own butts, to cover each other's butts, and to look out for those who have nobody to shepherd them. Peace.